Hello and welcome. It's another interesting episode of the KARIFEST show where we connect to discuss issues that concerns us all. On today's program, we want to make you very happy. Make you laugh out your stress. With me in the studio is a fine gentleman who is in the business of making people smile. Please don't go away. When we return, we'll introduce our guest on tonight's program. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome. This is another episode of the KARIFEST show.
Talk about women pretending.
Don't men pretend?
His Excellency will sit down here and tell you the number of persons living with disabilities in Delta
Growing
State.
up, I never saw my mother and my father quarrel one
Can
day.
the woman actually stay in a marriage where the man cannot perform sexually?
With their mouth alone, they can even bury the man.
Malaysian burger, there's this saying that you fake it till you make it.
Do so many things just to get that, just to belong.
Have you ever faked it? On today's program, we have a gentleman in the studio, someone who is vast in comedy business, who has made a mark for himself. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Frank Otoide, popularly known as Frank the Don.
Thank you.
Frank, you are welcome to the KARIFEST show.
Thank you very much.
You were actually one of our pioneer guests, if I recall, until you vanished.
We had to go and hustle.
And you are looking very radiant today.
I just about finished come. That's why I'm looking like this.
This is your outfit you are wearing. I hope if it was my size and I can come. These days, ladies wear men's clothes. I would have just converted it to
all you do
jalabi, or what do they call it?
All you do is just get your tailor to adjust and it will be your size.
Okay, as you not get skin so.
Yes, so.
Okay. So, Frank, you are in the business of making people laugh. And these days, there's so much stress in the society. So that makes your business a serious business. It appears like it's not serious. So if not they crack joke, they make comedy. Like say we're not serious. But na serious business because it's not easy to make people laugh.
You can only make the people that wants to laugh. Because who get family problem, you don't get what you want tell them and go make them laugh. So that's why we always pray to meet people with free mind, people with less. It's not that it must be without stress or without problem, but with less stress and less problem, so that the ones that have more will either see their pastor, their reverend, or native doctor.
So which one of them you go advocate for them? Because this is an advocacy show.
Yeah.
We'd advocate for causes, for things where people go they do.
Yeah.
So you'd advocate now make people go see native doctor to the laugh or being a pastor.
No, not be to the laugh. At that time, so now to go reduce problem when they their hand. Then before they will now come back to us to laugh.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever cracked joke in an event or in a gathering or somewhere you are performing and people did not laugh?
Not at all. I can't remember of anyone, but if there are 50 people and one person is laughing out of the 50, I'll just focus on the person that is laughing. So for me, if one person is laughing, somebody is laughing. So that means I don't crack joke when person laugh. Because the remaining people are not know their major problem. Maybe at that time, as I said earlier on, they need their pastor, reverend father, or a native doctor, and they need to shout, their daddy, help me, I've suffered. At that time, they don't need comedian, they don't need jokes. They may just need their house rent to be happy.
That goes back to the issue of problems.
Yes.
Because if somebody has a series of problems, which joke you want crack for?
Nine be the thing.
He did there, mind they band they losing yam. So not where you go tell her you go happy. So for you as a person that is in the business of comedy, I've known you now for over a decade. You've been in this comedy business.
Yeah.
What does comedy mean to you?
First of all, I'll say comedy is medicinal. First, comedy is serious business, and comedy is life. Comedy is creativity. Comedy is everything. Let me break it down. So many doctors that I know, I've heard them recommend comedy shows for some patients that have BP, that have maybe all these, they are low sugar, high sugar, and no sugar at all. You know, they always recommend that you just go to comedy shows and
really,
yes, we dey heal people.
With
So
waiting at the
comedy is medicinal.
Okay.
There is nobody that goes to a comedy show, proper comedy show, where you have the likes of maybe Frankie Dong or Dons, I Go Die, AY and the rest, and maybe with a comedy drama and the rest, and you will come back home the same. No. And business, I don't do any other thing apart from when I got appointed into government and the Nollywood business, but I have been into comedy, and that is what I have been feeding from. That is what I've been doing. All my family savings and livelihood, everything has been comedy. So comedy is serious business.
So now comedy, they make you shine like this.
Of course. Comedy. When they do one event for 2 million naira, they do one event for 1.5 million naira. It's even bigger than some appointees and some commissioners for some states. So even when they shout say minimum wage for civil servants, it not concern us.
That means comedy is very lucrative.
Of
now.
course.
But when you people started, it wasn't like this. That time you started, it wasn't like this now.
No, it wasn't like this. It's just that in everything in life you grow. You grow. For example, this KARIFEST program, when we came for interview those days, we had just one camera. We had just one camera. Yes, it was just one camera. And the camera will have to go round. The camera will take me, take you. Then
Frank, I've always recorded with 2 cameras.
No, you did not start with 2 cameras.
Okay,
except after my own, you started renting.
You na pioneer guest, second guest or so. First guest na king. You na. After that one, we can't upgrade. Just like you don't upgrade.
No, that time not the upgrade. You can't rent.
Rent not be upgrade.
No, rent not the upgrade. The upgrade now when you don't buy. Now when you don't buy, you don't get studio. You don't. Since that year till now, you never buy. You for not go village. So that is how it is. That is how it is. So you grow from one step to the other. Okay. Those days when we started comedy, we had events that they would pay you 30,000, they would pay you 15,000. Some of the shows,
they're not even pay at all. I remember
yes.
They happy to show up.
Yeah, some of the shows you pay for tickets, you buy tickets, go into the show, now go behind the stage to say, beg, this show never starts, make we just Mona use us stay, be comedian or be musician, you know. So but today the way you grow, that is how the life grows, that is how the payment, that is how whatever you do, that is how the creativity has to grow. Because the persons we've attended to when it comes to comedy, the places we've performed, they are not the places we've performed those days. I've been to the Villa several times. I've been abroad for comedy shows and the rest, and
your so level don't fly. Hey, your level don't fly, Franco.
You just
maybe they remember us for your kingdom, Sha.
We did together.
So beyond comedy being lucrative now, in every craft there are the upside and the downside. Yes. Comedy, what's the downside in it?
The truth is that comedians right now, we don't get the support we need, especially when it comes to this side of the country. Because
by this side you mean where? Because it's a global show.
Yes, when I mean this side, I'm talking of the south, okay. The southeast
of which country?
Of Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, the major sponsors, the head office of almost all the companies and the industries and banks and everything, they are in Lagos.
Okay.
So it is only easier for you when you reside in Lagos, because you could go to a wedding and they will just tell you, introduce so person, and who is the person? He's the MD of so bank, he's the regional head of so bank, introduce this person. Who is that? That's Alhaji Aliko Dangote of, And when you do those things one-on-one, it will give you the opportunity to discuss or pick phone numbers or even present your proposals
yes,
at that
networking.
time.
So
yes, at that time. So
it
is very difficult for us on this axis, because whatever you do now, you have to send to branch office, you have to send to regional. Regional has to send it to Lagos, and Lagos now picking it up. Maybe they don't know you one-on-one, they don't know what you've done before. The action they take towards your proposal may not be what
favorable,
so those are one of the things that are affecting the comedy industry. And another one is the music industry.
Okay.
The music industry is really not supporting the comedy industry.
How?
Yes, good. You want to hold a show, a comedy show. You just want to spice it up with music, because you must have music, you must have dance, you must have every other thing to make a show entertaining. Now you call on a musician who knows we are in the same entertainment industry. It's just that we are in a different department, and they will tell you to pay that same 50 million, 80 million that companies will pay them. They will now tell you to fly them on private jets and the rest. So those things are not encouraging.
That's if people have comedy shows.
Yes, those things are not encouraging. Those things are not supporting the comedy industry. But when it comes to music, music to music, they always do it for each other.
Okay, as colleagues. So
as
they don't
colleagues.
see comedians as colleagues.
That is it.
Okay.
So it's part of the things that affect the comedians and the comedy industry.
Okay.
Yes.
And how are you people trying to beat these challenges?
The only way to beat these challenges is when you still get that support that I'm talking about. Because if you have 2-3 companies to support you and give you those millions of naira that you need, all you need to do is just to pay the artist and bring them.
Okay. In the industry now, comedy industry, it's like everybody is becoming a comedian now. You see skits everywhere. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry, they are coming up with skits that are even interesting.
Yes.
Very, very fascinating. Like people watch them. The social media is there for them to take advantage of. Yes. How are you people surviving?
The fact is that not all skit makers are comedians. Not all comedians are skit makers. I'll give you for example. There are some persons you hear on the radio programs, very funny, but you can't put them on the stage.
Audience fear.
Yes.
They can't address an audience.
You know, as a comedian, what we do is creativity. What we do is immediate materials. We call them materials. Whatever you see is comedy for you. Whatever you see, you crack jokes out of it like immediately. But for the skit makers, what they do are scripted.
Okay.
They are like the people in the Nollywood.
That whatever, they do acting.
Yes, whatever you see
spontaneous.
Yes, whatever you see in skit making
is scripted.
Has been touched by an editor. They don't come out the bad English. They don't come out the wrong waka.
Comedy na follow come.
It is just there. That is why you're on the stage. Somebody's walking in. You're saying, "Okay, this is your shirt." Now Okada man they dropped me this morning. It's there. So the skit makers are not.
So are you not saying that the skit makers are not a threat to your industry?
Not at all.
So you people have different audiences, different customers.
Yes, before the skit makers came, we've had people who have been there that have been funny like comedians.
Okay.
We have the lives of Mr. Ibu. We have the life our late Sam Loco F.A.
Okay.
We had so many movies that Aki and Popo. they did that
Make
are
people,
very
yes,
funny.
laugh.
You understand?
But they are not comedians.
Victor Swago,
Okay.
Dauda, and the rest.
Okay.
But that is the Nollywood. That is the acting. It's just that it has been upgraded into skit making.
Or downgraded.
No, upgraded.
Okay.
Because now you have it in 60 seconds.
Okay.
You have it in 1 minute.
Okay.
So in 1 minute you can laugh
Okay.
from skit making.
Okay.
But during the Victor Swago and the rest, you have to wait for that particular
That
scene
That's true.
that will make you laugh.
That's true.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, but the good thing is that the skit makers are making money.
Because they take it to the people.
Yes, they are making money.
Uh-huh.
And another thing is that you have to put in your time, you have to put in everything to make sure you have quality, you have content, and the rest. So it's different from a comedian. A comedian just waits for an event, waits for a show, or he has maybe one or two things to say and push it out on the internet. And just so everybody,
So there's no conflict of interest between
not
skit
at
makers
all. Not at all.
and you comedians?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever cracked a joke and you were beaten? Maybe you just cracked joke, you insult person just called Wozugboa.
No. Nobody.
Reprimanded.
We've gotten warnings, like, not talk that thing again. I'm not happy with it. But we've gotten it most times from the police.
Okay, police.
Yes.
Because you people always police
yes.
people.
You know, because they say
What
police
kind
is
of
your friend.
joke? Which kind of joke now they crack for police they make them one?
You know, when you remind them, say this checkpoint, now they are calling and now there the money they come from. You know, they will always want to make sure you don't repeat it by putting people's mind at that checkpoint thing.
But that is exactly what they do.
Because you get, when I don't crack jokes, say since police they make more money for checkpoint, make the kukuma scrap their salary, make them collect their salary for checkpoint, because they meet up. They meet up.
You don't ever fall for stage before? They do because you want do some kind effects. You don't ever fall for stage before?
No. Yeah, even Clean the Drunk never fall. Don't be me when stand way.
Okay, so beyond comedy, what else do you do?
I act. I'm an actor.
Now.
Before now,
Okay.
but seriously now. Those days, maybe one movie in 6 months, but right now we have back to back. I even have a production coming up in Abuja, and maybe.
So beyond acting, you also beyond the comedy thing, you still have a talent for acting.
Yes.
How did all of this come about?
It's follow come.
Follow come. What do you mean by follow come?
Follow come. They bomb me with that. Yes.
So that is to say that it just flow naturally.
Yeah. See, comedy. Apart from acting, comedy is one thing that you can't learn. You can learn keyboard, you can learn guitar, you can learn drum, you can even learn how to sing. You can learn how to be a producer, anything, a doctor, but you've never heard of any comedy school anywhere in the world. There's no comedy school anywhere in the world. Yes.
None?
None. That is why most times when some people just say, Frank Don Aveg, now ma they follow you now, ma they learn. No, you're not going to feel learn.
Now
like when I just
come.
wake up, say I want to follow Mike Tyson, go they blow. No. You go first, all those ones even get opportunity, say you will go they train, they blow tire, they blow wall, then later you can't get strength to blow person. But once it comes to comedy is follow come. Comedy must be in you.
One popular American TV host said that you comedians live a very lonely life. You people make other people laugh, you bring happiness into the lives of other people, but you people are lonely by nature. Frankly, though, you don't ever they lonely.
I don't know where lonely deal. I may be king of vibe. No, I go can't give you happiness, make you happy. I can't go they stay lonely. You know, yes, we don't need to impress anybody, because who you impress if you die now they go still call your burial and say not tough. Say they not share drink.
So
people when you go impress.
So that's to say that you don't feel lonely, even as a comedian.
Not at all. Not at all. You don't need to be lonely, because what we do as a comedian, we need to interact. We need to be there. We need to move around. So when you're lonely, how do you get the materials? How do you get the ideas?
When you make people laugh, do you yourself feel that laughter? Like you they talk something and make person they laugh. I just imagine
No,
that. You think they make you yourself laugh?
No, it's not they make us laugh, but your laugh they give us joy.
Okay, to
Yes.
be hyping you,
Yes,
like
of course.
encouraging
Yes,
you.
once we see our audience happy, it gives you that joy. That is why when you go for a comedy show, you finish, the next thing you go to the red carpet and the host is asking you, so how was your performance? You say, wow, I killed it.
Because
I know it was a bomb, because you got that response from the audience. So I don't think, maybe if the person is a foreign comedian from America, from UK.
You know, comedy,
maybe,
there are different types.
Yes, of course.
Some are insultive. They
Yes.
use comedy to insult people.
Yes.
Some they use comedy to teach people.
Yes.
Some they use comedy to just cure people's sickness.
Yes,
Which
of course.
type of comedy, Frank, they do?
I do all. I do all. But I not
So
dey
you dey insult people?
No, I don't insult people.
Frank, this your phones then, they're too plenty. Abi you don't they do yahoo yahoo?
Yeah. I just say Yahoo they learn now. The person when they even do Yahoo when EFCC they find. Anyway, I see don't post and now go EFCC office. May go serve.
What do they use 3 phones do?
One is for business, the other one is for family problem.
3 phones. Now Nigerians when I get problem with 3 phones.
Yes.
How many presidents go they use?
We not go fit count, especially our president when not they hear anything.
You're old Franco. I don't know what you are talking about.
Now you ask question.
I don't know whether your president or they hear anything. No, my own president get 2 ears. They hear.
It depends on the president when we dey talk of. Our Keke Union president, you know him.
Okay.
Our Okada Union president, you don't know him.
Okay.
Even our town hall different, the president, you don't know him. So he's a president.
Okay.
So now president we call.
Okay, so Frank, as you be like this, so you they do comedy, you don't make money, you don't hammer, they fresh, they shine, they chop poof everywhere. If person call you, can't do another work, may they pay you salary, if you do them. Pause. Please stay with us, viewers. Don't go away. When we come back, we will find out from Frank the Don if he can work for salary. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome. This is another episode of the KARIFEST show. Talking about women pretending. Don't men pretend?
His Excellency will sit down here and tell you the number of persons living with disabilities in their
Growing up, I never saw my mother and my father quarrel one
Can
day.
a woman actually stay in a marriage where the man cannot perform sexually?
With their mouth alone, they can even bury the man.
Malaysian burger, you know, there's this saying that you fake it till you make it.
Do so many things just to get that, just to belong.
Have you ever faked it? Hello viewers, welcome back to the show. If you are just joining us, it's the KARIFEST show where we connect to discuss issues that bothers us all. Today, we decided to make you people laugh. We brought in a laughing machine to the show. Frank the Don was actually shedding light on comedy before we went on this break. So let's go back to Frank. Frank, this comedy you've been doing, you've earned so much. Look at how you are sparkling. So I asked if you can do salary job. Like somebody said, Frank, leave this comedy, stop making people laugh. I want you to come and be making me laugh now. I'll be paying you salary monthly. Can you take the job?
I can only do salary job depending on the salary. Yes.
That means you have a price.
If there's any work that anyone can pay at least $500 million monthly.
Half what?
$500 million monthly.
500 million.
Yes, monthly.
500 million.
Exactly.
You see your man. You don't see that kind of money for your life before. 500, you count 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 million.
You're not going to take your present and compare my past. I dey see am steady.
Hey! That's why you can do
Salary, yes,
work.
yes.
That's to say that
Comedy is
comedy
very
and it's
okay.
comedy,
Yes.
nothing more.
First choice comedy, second choice comedy, third choice comedy.
What happens, God forbid, but if you can't do comedy again, like your voice, I don't know, you just wake up one day,
Say voice.
Say, no, I don't want me to do comedy again. What will you now do?
At that time, we can't be sad on that.
Really?
Yes, I'm not.
That means as long as your life is comedy.
Yes, of course.
Sam, you've been here now for some minutes. You never crack jokes for us. Now waiting now.
No, because people when I deal with like you, the DOPs, the managers, the production, all of them don't eat. They okay. They don't get problem.
Not every people will get problem.
I don't first tell you say this work is medicinal. This work is to cure and to. Except you not get problem. If not get problem.
We don't that baking license now. Studio like they bake. Oh yeah. Now us story, Frank. You can't come on my show and not crack joke.
At this time, I would want to call my account details, more than transfer my gate tickets. Yes, because you see, anything when they make us do comedy, and say we get a lot. And I don't know why. Anytime when they do interview for different places, they always tell us, as a comedian, can you make us laugh? As a comedian, I will do one thing for you. I will look for one boxer. Go to your pop in Igbo. Boxing machine. I will bring and come. So that when you don't interview and reach one somewhere, you will still tell them now, say, you know, as a boxer, there was one of your fight that was that you blow that guy eye. The eye just swell up once. If you blow me, that blow. Yes. Make I know whether you go like test waiting the person. You should be now my work now you want test.
Boxer not the make person laugh now.
That time so now boxer you go collect boxing.
No.
Not be waiting that one na because I'm a comedian now. That's what I'm saying. Not be only
might be watching that will cut that or okay, that's a very interesting comedian. More than connect and you don't know say this is our show and global show. I mean this is when you be pioneer guest now we not at that level now.
Okay, so
we don't upgrade. Everybody's upgrading.
So at this time now.
So this is a potential advert for
what kind of joke do you want?
All of them, you say they do or
you want spiritual joke?
Anyone, it's up to you.
You want physical joke?
Not give me spiritual joke, I think.
Are you not
as you see me, my heart and my leg, they walk.
So now, you not laughing now. So you know, most times they just people think comedy is when you say, nine one man come the waka. No, that's not. Comedy is when you interact and the person is smiling, the person is happy. That's you're seeing that face, not the normal face when they start. So that is comedy. So comedy they flow.
You say no go do salary work, but you be government picking. You dey chop from government. I mean, how the salary government they pay you from? So you dey chop from here, chop from here.
Yeah, you know when you say salary work, the way when you take put them, be like I will stop comedy and start doing.
I did not differentiate. I did not qualify.
Okay, no. If I will not stop comedy, that I will have time for my events, for my shows, and every other one. I can do salary work, but the salary work not go be individual.
Now government.
It will be government.
Tell me, not me to read a chop from.
No, because
so what do you do for the government?
We do events.
Okay.
The last time we had an award, the Delta Creative Industry Icons Award.
Okay.
Where we had to appreciate Deltans who have been into the business of the creative industry in general, both fashion, both football, music, comedy, book writing and the rest. And we had the opportunity for the first time in Delta State to even say thank you to those who have gone. Their families were very happy that we remembered them. Yes, we had the lives of Kefi, Stephen Keshi, Raskimono, Raskimono and the rest, and
it must have been beautiful.
Yes.
Was it sponsored by the state government or just
yes.
Okay, had the support of the state government?
Yes, it was through my office as
Okay.
the senior special assistant to the governor of Delta State on entertainment.
Frank,
Yes.
you are advertising yourself on my show, you go pay.
No, na office, na
You go
government.
pay. You just dey tell people your parole now, you
No,
go
na
pay.
government office
No,
na.
no, say
Na
who wan
wait,
come
wait.
pay? Who wan come patronize? Make you know say your level. You be
What
government.
of if the person come May 30th? Na 29 the office dey expire. So because you know say when they say it's not forever living product, even forever living product is not live forever. So not be forever living office. So but we had the opportunity to use that platform to do so many things. We had seminars to correct the wrongs and some other things in the industry, talk to people how to go about their business and the rest.
Do you think the creative industry in Delta State is growing at the pace at which it's supposed to grow? I noticed that a lot of creatives are now in Delta State, as about specifically.
Yes.
Do you think it's growing as much as it should grow?
Right now, the only industry that has that like double speed kind of is the Nollywood industry. Every other industry is still creeping and just moving at low pace. And as I said earlier on, it's because we were not getting the support. Because when you get the support, the speed will come up.
So when you don't have the support, that means that creatives are not really appreciated the way they should.
That is the truth.
So how can they do that? How can they get more appreciation? How can
that is when the people who we do these things for start appreciating and believing in what we do. Because it is when you believe in what someone is doing, that is when you want to put your finance, your time, and the rest.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now closing up, Frank, I usually ask my guests 5 questions, personal questions.
Okay.
Can we go?
Okay.
Now, if you have the power to recreate yourself, what is it that you take away from you, from Frank Devon?
I'll take away. I'll just take away maybe where I come from.
Where are you from?
Edo State.
Where in Edo State?
Uromi.
So why would you take that away from you?
I would just like to be an Igbo man
Why?
so that I can do business.
If you have the power to recreate yourself,
Yeah.
what would you like to create in yourself that does not exist now?
I would just like to create in myself a son of a big man.
Mm-hmm. So you be poor man pikin now,
Of course, now my partner hope.
but you don't hold now.
My body hope people.
So what does style mean to you, Frank? I can see you are nicely dressed,
Yeah.
sparkling.
Yeah.
What does style mean to you?
Style.
Style.
Oh, style.
Mm-hmm.
Style is your own way of dressing or way of the way you want to.
Not you, Frank. What does
Okay,
style mean
means
to
to
you?
me.
Yes.
Okay. Style is my own way of dressing or the way I want people to address me, because it is when you are well dressed they will address you well. Yes.
What's your purpose in life? Question number 4.
Purpose in life is to make people happy, one, and the second one is to make sure that whenever I leave this earth, people will miss me for good.
If I said, let me give you money, power, and health, which one would you choose?
I'll take health because health is wealth.
So you don't like money?
Not be saying you do not like money. If you get, when you're healthy, you will make money. But you feel get money when health will feel take from you.
Frank, on a final note, just crack deal for us, free of charge. 5, only 5.
So ladies and gentlemen, on the final note, I want to say keep watching KARIFEST show and stay tuned. You'll be informed, you'll be happy, and it's a wrap. Yo.
Viewers, thank you so much for being being on this journey with us. We hope you've been able to entertain yourself. It's finally done in the studio with us. Until we come your way, same time next week, is the KARIFEST show, a leadership, wellness, and advocacy show, where we connect to discuss issues that concerns us all. Do keep a day with us, same time next week. From this pen, good night.